ain't gon' bounce. Got it out the mud, my nigga.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Ja, founder of Voice of the Streets, man. I got a very, very special guest today, man. Gunna goes global, man. What's up with my brother, man? How you doing today, man?
Some more of it, man.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to be here, for
Yes,
real,
sir.
for real.
Appreciate you coming through, brother, man. So let's get right into it, man. So tell us, about yourself, a little bit about yourself and what you got going on right now,
I go by Gunna Goes Global, previously known as Gunna, previously known as E Gunna, from San Francisco, California, Fillmore to be exact.
Yes, sir.
800. I'm the one that teach the teachers and preach the preachers, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people know me as an artist. Some people know me as an actor. Other people know me as a community leader or a voice of the community in the community, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unapologetically.
Right.
So it all depends on what platform you hear about me at.
Yeah. Right.
But the music, for the most part, is my claim to fame.
Okay. So let's start right there. What got you into music? You know what I'm saying? Being from, a youngster in Fillmore, what was the first inspiration for you to start?
My older brother Alman, unfortunately, he got a life sentence right now, but he's my first influence. Heard him freestyling over a Bone Thugs and Harmony instrumental in the garage, like to a cassette tape,
Right.
way back in the day.
Right.
And ever since then, I was just like, I was watching him move the crowd, and I thought that was amazing, like out of body experience watching him do that. And I ended up going home, writing my own rap, and ever since then, I had to be at the age like maybe 9 or 10.
Okay. Youngster.
And I was like, okay, I'm a rap. I didn't think I was gonna be a rapper, but I knew for sure that's how I was gonna express myself.
Right.
And my influence for sure would be my mother. Always, grew up around Motown, listening to Motown music, but at the same time listening to jazz, listening to blues, from Billie Holiday, John Coltrane, you know what I'm saying? So multi-genres, gospel music, of course, on Sundays was big, and then as far as outside of that, my influence would be Tupac Shakur.
Okay. So would you feel like moms gave you like more of like a diverse ear?
Oh yeah, because
You know what I mean?
it wasn't no gangster rap being played. Only rapper that you could play in my house, in my family house, was Tupac.
Yeah.
I believe that's because Tupac was an entertainer, but he was a philosopher, and he was a revolutionist. So he had a message. So it was able to balance out. Like my grandmother, she wasn't against rappers, but a lot of times the message, she was just like, if I'm listening to something, it got to have a message.
Yeah.
So when Tupac came on, whether it be Brenda's Got a Baby, Keep Your Head Up, Shed So Many Tears, it kind of balanced out when you put on California Love.
Right.
How do you want it?
Right.
Show.
It's like you could play those songs and then play something that's hyped up real quick because we didn't listen to what he got.
That's on my maternal side how they felt. So Pac, other than Pac, you couldn't really play nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like with your music you kind of went that route with it too? Or you feel like you went your own route with it?
I would say
not necessarily with Pac, but I'm saying like playing where you can play certain songs back to back, but then you got that one where you can turn up in, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. When you listen to people describe me, oftentimes that's a space that they put me in.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even where they expect me to go.
Right.
Where I'm at right now, some people are like, man, Gunna should have been here 12 years ago, but I was locked up 12 years ago. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So yeah, my music, it goes from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Right.
We may be talk about getting some money. We may be having a whole bunch of women, top designer clothes, whatever the case may be. We may be in the streets, you feel me, getting on shit, but at the same time, I'm gonna let you know about the consequences.
Right.
We're gonna grieve in the music, we're gonna educate in the music, we're gonna enlighten in the music, we're gonna use it as a tool to express ourselves and not be one dimensional.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
And so like what was that first moment for you where like I know you said your brother, but what was that first moment for you where you knew like as an artist that this is really what you want to do? Some people get like, turned away from stuff, you know what I'm saying? They feel like they put a lot of work in and they might not be getting what they want back from it. But what was that moment where you're like, this is really what I want to do and I'm happy with doing it? You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question. I started as a teenager. It was therapeutic. Mr. Johnson, English class, he said for the first 30 minutes, y'all could write in your journal or y'all could write poetry. I'm like, I'm not writing no journal. I'm not making no poetry. I'm like, can we write raps?
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah. And even right now, as you asked me, the first person who ever asked me that question, it never dawned on me what you just said. I just remember using it as a therapeutic outlet, then getting in the studio, and then being able to monetize it.
Right.
And even to this day, of course, the business pays,
right.
but it's still a therapeutic process.
Right.
You know
it's a passion, saying? Yeah.
So that the moment I can say that I've never thought about what you said till now, because also when I started, it wasn't paying the bills. I was in the streets. I was
Right.
selling dope.
Right.
So even though we was doing shows or whatever, the majority of the income come from me being on the block grinding and shit.
Right.
Like
It wasn't
that.
making the same amount of money.
Yeah, not at all.
Right.
But what made me, when did I feel like, all right, I'm finna go all in? I would say I heard Diddy, I heard Dip. I started off really, I'm not gonna say a manager, but my influence, I knew that if I'm on a song or a part of what's going on, we're gonna be able to do
Make
what
something
needs to
happen.
be done.
Right.
Not it's just gonna be a preaching to the choir. Like,
Right.
you know, oh nigga, you won't you do it? Won't you do it?
Right,
But if
right.
I'm involved, it's like, all right, we doing it.
Yeah.
So when I thought we could make money off of it and really take it there early on, I always believed in this. But unfortunately, me and my partners come from the streets. Like, I come from the streets, not around a lot of these dudes, they cousins, they daddies, they brothers, or
Right.
they moved out the hood at 18. Like, I returned back to the hood at 17, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And since then, been doing what I'm doing. But
Right.
I wouldn't encourage nobody to do it because, again, I could have been a millionaire probably like 14 years ago.
Right.
And the music has been therapeutic. It has saved my life. It has opened doors. But the reality of it is my experience has also stifled my growth at
Right.
times. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. Right. Cause when you go through things, not everything is good that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, like, you know, those bad things that you're going through, they also have an effect on you. They also have,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Man,
things
your
that go
partner,
through.
you got to
Yeah.
understand. Like, let's just say hypothetically, you knock down 10 people, you're going to feel some type of way.
Right.
You get on 20 people, you're going to feel some type of way. You lose 20 partners.
Right.
30 of your
gonna
partners
feel
is locked
something.
up. Whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
it come with the streets,
Right.
and it's a price to pay.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you become successful while partaking in that? And I'm just saying allegedly, this hypothetical
Right,
numbers
right,
that
right.
I just put out there.
But just
I'm
with all
saying,
the chaos going
Yeah.
on around you,
Like-
how can you make the light shine still? You know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
why with art, somebody's supposed to grab you up for real, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
supposed to be grabbed up, put in the studio, and then you're supposed to monetize that experience.
Right.
For me, it wasn't none of that. We
Right.
on the block, we doing what we doing. And honestly, if it was some OGs out there, I didn't know none of them that was willing to take a risk on us, because
Right.
the majority of my partners do got life sentences,
Mm-hmm.
and they did. There's a few of us that's still here with all our with our brain.
Right.
But
Right.
even then, you get what I'm saying? The ones who is left, reality kicks in.
Right.
So you gotta you
It has
got a
like
window
that
of opportunity.
survivor's
when it
remorse.
comes-
Yeah.
like, you got a window of opportunity. And me,
Mhm.
my spiritual foundation is the reason why I'm able to age gracefully, make better music now than I ever did before, and then still have a promising future. With this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't approach it like that. They burn out. They crash out hella fast.
Yeah.
Entertainment, sports, streets, all of this shit. It's like a 2 to 4 year window.
Yeah. Yeah.
For your brain, just like, bro, you know what I mean?
Because
You
before
turn
they
yourself
even know the potential that they have, they already done burnt themselves out.
most of the time.
You know what I'm saying?
I watched it.
Yeah.
And then people think, oh, since I'm the best, I'm supposed to be on immediately. It don't go like that. You got some people that's gonna blow up on their first song, some people that's gonna blow up on their 10th,
Right.
some people that's gonna blow up on their 100th,
Right.
and some people that just ain't gonna blow up because they're never going to look at the business aspect. of it.
Right.
You
Right.
think you got to be the best rapper, bro? You think the best singers make it? The best rappers, the best basketball players, and football
on.
players and boxers?
Come on, you'll be a
Man,
fool.
Come on, man. Jordan Ben said that. He said the best basketball players is upstate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Come
Tyson
on.
said the same thing.
The best boxers.
Come on, man.
now. You
Straight
think
up.
them niggas that's locked up in prison ain't trying to beat your ass?
Come on, man.
Come on now. You know. So that I understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? I totally get that part. But so when did it become a passion to where you're like, you know, did it become a passion where you first got your first check, or did it become a passion where you're like, you know what, I'm good at this shit and I'm finna just keep going?
Gunna. I dropped a project called Gunna. It was some doubters at the time. It was never my energy. It was always, you know, my talent was it wasn't being highlighted.
Right.
I come from rapping with people that was way better than me.
Right,
I was
right.
never the best rapper amongst my partners.
Right.
Amongst my peers, never. And then I remember it was a point in time I dropped Money, Murder, and Music. Money, Murder, and Music was cool, but at the time I feel like the project was kind of sabotaged because the person who engineered it, hindsight, really did some shady shit.
Right.
And I didn't realize that till I think I was in a cell.
Right.
And I would just remember people asking me like, who mixed this, or why you sound off beat? And I had to replay, and I was like, man.
You start thinking about it.
I was like, man, dude did do some shady shit. But when Gunna came out, it It had Gangstone Grove on there, which is huge in this, well, throughout Northern California at one point in time. Can't Play Me, Fan Favorite, Clearing My Cup. Right. These are all songs that people was rocking with.
Right.
And I feel like I'm going to put the label on my back, the movement on my back, the block on my back, the city on my back. Gangstone Grove had your boy at the peak of his career, Big Rich at the peak of his career, and then Dip, rest his soul, you know what I'm saying? As he was emerging, you know me? Because a lot of what I was doing, I always felt like Dip and Diddy was gonna carry it. Diddy was like a Kanye West before Kanye, and then Dip, when it just came to rapping, couldn't nobody touch him.
Right.
He was able to sit in a room like this, look at everything, and then digest it, and then the way he would regurgitate it was in a way that you would be like, damn,
right.
He didn't miss nothing, but he was able to do that with the streets, and he was rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when Gunna came out, the way that project was structured was for everybody to receive it and love it. But it came out July 25th, and then my man's, he got killed August 21st. Wow. So that was less than a month.
Right.
You feel me, into it.
Right.
And my first child was born June 7th. So it was just a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Like, man, my son born, project out. But then a month before that, my right-hand man, he got arrested. You feel me? He was on the run. And then 5 months before that, my other man had got before when he was supposed to get out, he was indicted with the whole bakery situation out here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it went from this is how we finna get there and my passion project to goddamn. But it was at that moment when that project was being recorded, I was like, okay, you roll. You feel me? You stick through it. You stick to it. You're gonna go far. It's gonna open up a lot of doors. Right. So whenever, I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't get low. I just, when I do reflect, I go back to that project, and then it's like keep going till you get to where you're going.
Right. So what are some things that like kind of help motivate you? You know what I mean? Because you mentioned that you don't get low. So it's like, so what are some things that help keep you going and keep your mind on the money?
The unreleased music in my phone. So whenever I really feel down about music or discouraged, I will go and listen to the music. And since I have an objective ear, I'm able to say, okay, this is better than everything that's on the radio. This is better than everything that I heard on mixtapes and albums and stuff like that. And I know it's not just me, because that's a huge part of the reason people around me believe in me. They'll be like, damn, put it out. We just now getting there. Right. Even the songs right now that have gone up recently, them songs is 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Right. I'm ahead of my time. I know that. But I also realized that I was having a conversation yesterday. You got your time and then you got God's time. And occasionally they both align. Right. You feel me? So you can plan something, but then the seeds have already, you want to harvest in September, but the way it's going, September 2022, you want to harvest. Right. Nah, bro, it's really not. The crop ain't gonna be ready to 2024. Right. And occasionally you'll be like, man, I wanna harvest 2024. Right. Now you align with it all the way. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I learned.
Yeah, it takes time, and it takes a lot of like patience. You know what I'm saying?
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah, because like everything takes time to grow. You're not, I mean, you know, you might get your lucky rare few who might just blow up in the first song or two. Fact. But at the end of the day, like, you really got to put in that footwork. You really got to hit every single show and bar and this, that, and the third in your area. And then you got to really rub shoulders.
And you still might not make it.
And exactly. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, some people still get discouraged, or they still, you know what I mean? So that's why I respect people that, you know what I'm saying, not with anybody. I'm saying, like, I respect people that understand the grind and understand it's not finna be given to you. You know, because
when we first started off, I was doing 2-3 shows a week. Right. We did 100 shows within a span of maybe a year and a half. So when MySpace was booming to this day, a lot of people that refer to me as Gunna, and I just performed in San Quentin yesterday. It was people in there rapping music from 2007, 2008. Right. Bar for bar.
How does that make you feel?
It was damn
people still remember. Yeah. People still remember that.
It was overwhelming because I block a lot of that out. All of the 2000s, I block all that shit out just based on entitlement, based on ego, based on a lot of other things that I feel like would have prevented me from being where I'm at right now. Right. Because you got to reinvent yourself. You got to approach it from a standpoint of being hungry. You could be a vet, but approach it like a rookie. Right. Approach it with that same hunger, which is why I went from Gunna to Gunna. The artist in Atlanta, he blew up with it, so I was like, okay. And then I added Gunna Goes Global, because that's a moniker that I had been saying in my songs, whatever, speaking into existence, believing in manifestation and stuff like that. So the reinvention, of course, helped, but to bring it full circle, that faith, that belief. You know what I'm saying? If you're a barber, you're a fashion designer, you're a chef. Don't take them L's personal. Just assess them. Like,
Right.
I can tell you right now, me being in the streets has postponed where I wanted to be.
Right.
110%.
Yeah.
You fast forward to right now, my lack of investment into the advertising, marketing, promotion space, which is a Bay Area situation right now.
Right. Right.
Everywhere else, they got 100 bands they putting behind the song. Us, cool video, dope ass video. No money is. We're not putting
Behind it,
billboards.
right, right.
We're not doing flyers.
Right.
We're not running commercials. We're not running ads on social media. We making one post. So when you think about it, that's insanity.
Right.
In an industry based on the dollar.
Right.
You got the best burger in the world, and in order for them to find it, you got to come to the town. Well, we all know the town is big.
Right.
McDonald's is letting you know exactly where in the town you need to go. But you on some, bro, people hating on my burger, bro. Nah, don't nobody know it exists.
Right.
And that's what we got going on in the Bay. And unfortunately, at times, I fell victim to that.
Mm-hmm.
And as I change that and do the opposite, the results are going to be astronomical for real.
Right. It's about taking accountability and understanding criticism and what it means. Criticism isn't always a bad thing,
Never.
and self-reflection isn't always a bad thing.
Never.
Just because you're not where you see yourself doesn't mean that you're not successful or that you shouldn't be happy where you at. People get happiness confused with what they see on social media and this and that and the third. But whenever you're really happy within self, don't none of that matter. You know what I'm saying? The hustle matters. You know what I'm saying? Getting further matters.
They want to
Exactly.
deflect. You got to take accountability, man. I have hard conversations in the mirror with myself.
Right.
I look at myself. How much do I weigh? What's my age?
Right.
How successful am I monetarily in the space that that I'm in?
Right.
What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong?
Exactly.
I don't get in the mirror and sugarcoat nothing.
Exactly.
That's why if you do come at me with some constructive criticism or criticism, however you word it,
Right.
more than likely I'm gonna agree with you as long as it's accurate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
got to be factual based.
And people don't like that. They want yes men, yes women around them, people who tell them that shit don't stink, and you're not gonna go nowhere in life like that.
No.
The greatest in every space continue to reinvent themselves. I don't care if you're talking about tech, politics, sports, entertainment, philosophy, architects. You have to be willing and ready to reapproach it, relearn, and then do what need to be done.
Right. Because at the end of the day, you doing yourself a disservice whenever you don't do that because you're not keeping up with the times and what people really like and what people really fucking with. You know what I'm saying?
They hating. They ain't hating, bro.
They're not hating. It's just the hustle not there. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Or
Kobe.
the talent. Don't get. That's
Yeah.
nothing. Everybody can't rap, man. I listen
Yeah.
to music. All I do is just trash for real. And
Right.
that don't mean you can't make it. Just like everybody that's successful in food, that don't mean that food tastes good.
Come on now.
I know. I'm pretty sure you would. It's safe to say that your grandmother and mine make better soul food than Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Right.
Popeyes, Church's Chicken, and all that. But these people came up with a formula, and they was able to feed it to the people and make billions. You get what I'm saying?
Able
So
to market
don't
it.
get
Yep.
discouraged in the music, but do understand like what's up with the beat, what's up with the mix, what's up with the approach.
Right.
You want people that are in the shaking their ass to listen to a deep a song. It's
Right.
not gonna work.
Yeah, it ain't.
You want to spit bars to people who don't care about bars. It's
Right.
not gonna work.
Right.
You got to know your target audience. Look at Nas. How often Nas is Grammy winning, platinum selling artist, revered as top 5, top 3, top 10 on the majority of people who listen to music. You feel me?
Right.
Hip hop music's list.
Right.
You never hear him in the club other than probably like Uchi Wally or Show They Say What's Your
Right.
Price. But,
Everything else is him.
yeah, that's not it. That's not his target market.
Right.
Everybody want to be in the club and be on the radio. Well, you got to make music for the club and music for the radio.
Exactly.
You feel me? And more recently, TikTok this and TikTok. Bruh, if you're making music that's catchy, then why not utilize that platform? But if not, look at 10 artists that you feel like you make music like them, and then how can you tap into their fan base?
Yeah, just learn the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? For lack of better words, you know, like I've been hearing your song all the time. You know what I mean? People play that little song. You know, I be in Richmond.
Yeah,
Oh,
big song. We don't minimize anything. It's
you know what I'm
big.
saying? I hear it
Big.
everywhere, but it's about you utilizing and you knowing that, okay, this is something catchy. This is something that the Bay's going to fuck with. It's something that somebody from each and every city is going to want to play that song because they know they're getting their city heard real fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like knowing what you got and knowing what to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
That was made for that. I deliberately made that. I made that a cappella.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stunnerman 02. Shout out to Raimi.
Yeah.
I made it. I was like, I need a song bigger than myself. I need something that's going to be able to live longer than me. And I just need something that the people could resonate. Feel to.
Right.
Something that people could feel.
Yeah.
And that song, Like, that's not one of my favorite songs.
Right.
As far as streaming, that's my most streamed song.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, because nowadays you got to drop stuff on TikTok and on this and on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the fact that people are using that and they keep saying, you know, what is it called? Like sharing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because again, it resonates with them. You
Right.
may be from Richmond. You
Right.
may be from Berkeley.
Right.
Pittsburgh, Antioch, Vallejo, any of the like 14 cities that was named in the Bay, then you're going to feel it because more than likely your city don't get shouted out on there anyway. How many people say EPA?
Right.
How many people say Berkeley?
Come on now.
How many people say Antioch, San Jose? Like,
Come on now.
Nobody.
So that's why I see what you're saying, because you were saying earlier, like you try to find like your demographic, you try to touch people in a way, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So like I instantly pinpointed that.
For sure.
Because now I'm like, okay, I know people are listening to this. I know people are hearing it. Without you telling me it's your most streamed song, I'm knowing people are listening to this because I'm seeing the work that went behind it. I'm seeing the ideology that went behind it. You know what I'm saying? Period. That's like Welcome to Atlanta. Everybody in Atlanta listen to that song. Everybody. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, give you a backstory.
Yeah.
Welcome to Atlanta. That song by Peter Guns and Lord Tariq, it'd be like Uptown Baby.
The Deja Vu. I was listening to that today.
To Live and Die in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fab, Billy Bavgate, and the legend from the Delinquents. They got New Oakland.
Yeah.
Okay.
The North,
those
the East,
I got the North, I got the East, I got the West with me.
Come on.
So I suggest niggas don't mess with me.
Come on.
As long as Oakland exists, as long as the Bay Area exists, Mr. Fab is going to be able to perform that song forever. Period. As long as Atlanta exists, Ludacris is going to be able to perform that song forever.
Yep.
And if Tupac was here, he would be able to perform
California
To Live and Die in L.A. or California Love forever.
Period. Yeah.
So when In the Bay was made, it was made in that likeness.
Right.
Even though it's still in this infancy stage, once it peaks, we're going to be able to perform that song wherever, as long as we live.
Exactly. And that's where I see that. And that's what I'm saying, like, that right there is a beauty in itself. The fact that you're able to, I'm doing what I'm doing right here, but let me give y'all this right here just so now y'all can turn y'all attention over here and see what else I got.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And not just worry about this right here. Because honestly, nowadays, for artists out there, you got to find something that's going to get everybody's attention. You may not be the hardest rapper, but to find, not saying you, but you know what I'm saying, anybody, you may not be the hardest rapper, but to find a track that sounds like that and that you really pushing your issue or whatever on, it's going to probably hit harder than your favorite song of yours.
And don't be afraid to push.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stunnermento too. I believe he's been pushing the same song for like 440 days. And most people don't push a song for 30 days.
Come on, a day, let alone,
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
one post.
Yeah.
So you got to be diligent and believe in whatever it is you got.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to market it because this is a business. It's called the music business. Now, if you focus on the rap game, then yeah, you're going to play. But if you care about the music business, then understand that marketing is huge. Promotion is huge. Advertisement is huge.
Huge. Because people, like you said, if nobody knows who you are, then what are you doing it for? You really doing it for yourself and a couple of friends, opposed to putting yourself out there to where the world can know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Honestly, you know. So tell me, like, besides that song, what do you feel like is a song of yours that, you know, that you want to get that representation from, or that you feel like people should pay attention to more?
Damn Me Spittin', by far one of my best songs. The energy is raw. I believe it's my second most streamed song. Damn Me Spittin', it just embodies who I am. It's super raw, super uncut, and the energy is just, it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, whenever you put an energy into a project like that, like a record like that, what was the studio like? What was the vibe like? You know what I'm saying? Was it just you in there? Was it just, you know, was it like you and the homies and like they kind of helped out?
Shout out to Liz Sherm. It was he and I.
Yeah.
I believe that session I recorded because he lost the whole, Liz Sherm lost the whole fucking session, man.
Damn.
Yeah, so what you hear is what you hear forever.
Right.
It was Ain't Toxic, which is a fan favorite.
Right.
It was Damn Me Spittin' and a few other ones. But the vibes when I went in there, I never forget. He played the song back, and I'm like, damn, he ain't got a new microphone or some shit like that. I was like, damn, bro.
Sounded clearer.
Mix.
Yeah.
It sounded great. And my energy in there, I was just like, she want to be my bitch, but they all do.
Right.
These niggas and they feelings like the bras do.
Come
You
on.
can't have my number, I'ma call you.
Come on.
And if you talking about some chicken, I'ma fall through. But
Come
it's
on.
just, it embodies the streets
Right.
of the Bay. And I'm gonna say the Bay because we come from the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We come from what you got for me. All
Come on.
around the world, shout out to them, but they more of, oh, this is what I got to offer you. Out here in the Bay, we different, specifically San Francisco, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The town, or Oakland, the city, whatever y'all want to call them. That's the heart and soul of the Bay.
Yeah.
We just different. And in Fillmore, we really different. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We really spoon-fed to get money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you walk into the store, man, you see one of the older partner, hey, man, go ask her for $1. You feel? So that song right there, that energy embodies a huge part of who I am, and that's why I believe it continues to grow. And I'm looking forward to it seeing reaching the heights that I expected to.
Yeah, yeah, because a lot of artists, they just do songs, and then they don't really think about, okay, this is something that I really want people to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that I really care about. You know what I'm saying? This is something I'm really proud about. Not saying that people put out music and they're not proud of it, but I'm saying at the end of the day, like, this is something that you feel like you got to say all that you wanted to say, and that you want people who either understand this or don't understand this to listen to it to understand this, but then also check me out because I fuck with this song.
Off top.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn me spitting for sure, and that's on 21 Summers. I dropped 21 Summers earlier as a project that we finna drop the deluxe.
Okay.
So with that project, it's me walking people through my experience. I
Right.
jumped off the porch in the year 2000. I was a little boy.
Right.
You feel me? I might have been a teenager, but
Right.
I just go through it.
Right. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's just learning experience. It's learning. It's a full circle. You know what I'm saying? Where you at now? I'm pretty sure, years ago you was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be here per se, but I'm a work to get here though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So now that you here, what would you be able to tell your younger self that, maybe them OGs that you was talking about didn't be able to tell you?
Lead the streets alone.
Yeah.
That's it. Lead the streets. If you got dreams, ambitions, and goals out there, lead the streets. They don't love us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? None of us have defeated the streets.
Right.
It's not one man, woman, or child who can say, I beat the concrete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't love us. It's going to destroy you. It's going to kill you. Don't give a fuck who you can name. They're all the ones who made it.
Right.
Where did they make it?
Right.
Out of the streets.
Right.
So
With
I was
nothing,
just, they made it out. They
Right.
got their millions and busted they move. That don't mean you can't invest in the community.
Right.
That don't mean that you can't love your people and stuff like that. But isolate yourself from the distraction because this ain't the 60s and 70s. Once
Right.
crack hit, the streets became chaotic, and that's what it is. It's a space of chaos. Even
Right.
though it's a beautiful place, you
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right,
When
right.
it comes to us creating and fashion and culture, we can't take away the ugly side of it.
Right.
And I would tell my younger self the same thing them OGs told me.
Mm-hmm.
They did tell me. I remember before I got locked up that second time.
Yeah.
I was like, Gunna, man, you don't need to be down there. They talking about me being on the block on the 8, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And at the time, even though I wasn't outside, I was outside, but I was just sticking and moving. But
Right.
it's 60 seconds in a minute. It's 60 minutes in an hour.
Right.
It's 24 hours in a day.
Right.
It's 7 days in a week.
Mm-hmm.
28 to 31 days in a month. 12 months in a year.
Right.
All it takes is 1 second.
That's it.
1 second for you to
Can't-
get arrested or get your head knocked off.
Right.
And once you fathom that, you'll realize why the prisons is packed
Right.
and the graveyards stay having new visitors. Well,
come
not
on.
visitors, new residents.
Right.
You
Come
feel
on.
me?
Come on. Because,
So-
every day, I think
Yeah.
it's at like 14 million
Yeah.
brothers
Yeah.
is in jail right now. That's almost half of who's standing on the streets. You know what I'm saying?
So I know the population. We got 5% of the population in the world,
Right.
25% of the prison population, and it's 2.5 million. I believe on probation or parole, it may be 14 million or 12 million collectively. And I just want to put that information out there because you don't want to over police us or get goddamn 1 out of 2 of us. It should be messed
Right.
up. But I get
Right.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And too many of us are locked up because of that. And
Yeah.
who don't want to sell dope and get money?
Get money.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Who don't want to stand on the block and get money?
Right.
Like, I never knocked nobody for
Yeah,
it. And most of
of
us
course
get
not.
in the streets. Nobody gets in the streets at 25.
Right.
All of us make these decisions between the ages of like 12 and
Still
20.
kids. Yeah. Still kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mine.
Yeah.
Between 12 and 20, you're in denial. You think that standing on the block, come on, man. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
because it isn't it about
And it's
okay, you was a
survival.
kid. Exactly, it's about survival and it's about just learning from that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like you know,
younger
but
self.
that's it.
Yeah. Younger
Just
self,
learn. Just
I would-
learn.
I would
Oh,
say.
okay. I was here. This happened to me, so now I'm gonna do this and move better.
And take advice from OGs, man.
That's it.
Me, I wouldn't be here without my elders.
Yeah.
I've been listening since I'm a student of life. I've been listening to the older men since I was younger. And very seldom are you going to find successful people who don't have counsel,
Right.
who don't have mentors,
Right.
who feel like they know it all.
Right.
If you really think that what you doing is new, you're an idiot. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? If
right.
you really think that you know it all, you're an idiot. And unfortunately, like I told one of my sons, 'cause I got 4 sons, I was telling him last night, like, universal law cannot be negotiated. It's things that you do, say, participate in, that's gonna have a direct results.
Right.
When you get out there into the streets, and let's just say you really plan on going hard.
Right.
And let me talk to the shooters. I mean the killers.
Right.
You know,
Right.
may not be one, but
Right.
you may become one soon.
Right.
You gotta understand that if you knock down all your enemies, do you really think you can get away with it? All right. And if you knock down all your enemies and get away with it, do you think nobody gonna get on you? So
Right.
at some point in time, you're gonna have to think, and logic is gonna have to enter the equation. And what's the end game?
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't got an end game,
Right.
which is why they get ended.
They don't even
You
think
feel
about
me?
the end game.
Shooters shoot shooters,
Right.
killers kill killers.
Right.
That it been like that, it's gonna continue to be like that. Too
Right.
often, all I hear about is the shooting and the killing side. Well,
Right.
who you think getting shot and killed? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think this is happening to in general?
Right.
So that segue to what we was talking about earlier with the eye patch. I was
Right.
never mad about wearing the eye patch because I know what I've been arrested for doing. I don't
Right.
even got to talk about no allegedly. I've been arrested for shooting people. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And had to plead out to it. So why would I be mad about an eye patch?
Right.
This is what come with the game.
Right.
It's wins and it's losses. Just like you got the women, just like you got the clothes, the cars, and all that shit. You got the jail, you got the hospital visits, you got the trips to the cemetery,
Right.
you got the depression,
Right.
and shit. Your broad might get snatched when you locked up.
Right.
But you can't be mad, man. You knocked about 40, 50 of them when you was out here. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Everything that had happened to me in life, I put it on my Libra scale,
Right.
especially with the streets.
Right.
When people ask me about the eye patch like you did earlier, I'm not tripping off this shit because none of my homies, if all of them had a chance right now, they say, would you rather be a tattoo on my body or a death day or would you rather have eye patch? We all be looking like Slick Rick the Ruler around this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
For real,
up.
for real.
Straight
So
up.
everybody out there in the streets too, understand you.
Right.
It's a give and take situation, man. It ain't no way you finna be out here and not have to pay.
Right.
Everybody got taxes with this shit.
Right.
And I realized that early on.
Right.
Came outside when I was like 12 or 13. So I realized, you feel me? It's a lot
Gotta
of shit.
pay something.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Oh,
you know?
yeah. It's the game, man. It's just like Monopoly, man. You cross go, man. You got to pay something.
Right.
No matter how much property you got, you're going to have to pay something.
Right.
And that's what these dudes don't understand. You feel me? Oh, I'm a demon. Well, shit, you probably finna experience hell on earth, brother.
Right. Right.
It's spoken into existence, demon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Straight up. So now going even deeper with that, right? What would you tell your 12-year-old self now? You know what I'm saying? Going through all these things that you went through, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be the losses, whether it be the homies going to jail, whether it be the eye patch, all the shit. What is something that you would tell yourself that you feel like will really benefit you? Because a lot of these young niggas don't listen.
I would have told my 12-year-old self, don't get no passes.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the people in the streets.
Right.
I'm not talking about college.
Right.
I'm not talking about those who on the fence. I'm talking about the youngins that's out there that know I'm finna get knee deep into the streets. It's the lifestyle.
Right.
Don't give nobody no passes.
Right.
You feel me? Because them passes will come back to bite you. And don't turn your back on no man. Don't walk away. Don't turn your back. If you feel some type of way, do what you need to do. And people can interpret it how they want to, but you got to understand the survival of the fittest out there.
Right.
But if you in the game to get the money, I'm going to say focus on the business aspect, young man.
Mm-hmm.
If you jump in the streets and you like, man, this is temporary, remember what you signed up for.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
If you jumped in the game or you jumped in the streets solely for violence, unfortunately, the same way you enter is probably how you gonna leave.
Exactly.
That's just me keeping it a buck.
Yeah,
I ain't make the rules. I would love to say, man, a lot of the honorable shooters and all them, man, die at old age, but that's just not how this shit go.
At all.
It's not. Somebody is gonna make money off your likeness. Somebody gonna rap about you. Somebody is going to, probably write a book about you or a movie. I mean, all this gangster shit is, it's not the gangsters that's making money off the gangster shit. It's the people who tell the gangster story.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
shit, that's like the damn Bible. You know what I'm
feel
saying?
me?
I don't
So,
mean to get that deep, but you know what I'm saying?
For sure, I would tell my 12-year-old self, because I jumped off the porch to get money.
Right.
I would, at 12, and I knew, and it's no way I could stop me from getting in the streets, but I can only give myself advice.
Right.
I would say, don't get no passes, and focus more on the business, and believe people are who they say.
Right.
Most of these bitch ass niggas, man, the signs be there.
Right.
Before that nigga was a snitch, you knew he was a sucker.
Right,
You feel what I'm saying?
right.
Before this nigga did that whole shit, that nigga been having sucker
Had
attacks.
bitch tendencies and all that.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Before these niggas turn into haters, before the envy, before the jealousy, these niggas been exuding bitch ass ways.
Right.
This shit, you don't start off a big ass bitch. You start off a small bitch, and then you grow into a big bitch. You get what I'm saying? And that's what these niggas be, man. They be hoes.
Yeah.
And if I could tell my 12-year-old self, because gotta remember, I come up and these dudes that end up turning into rats.
Right.
One dude who told on my partner, I remember we was high school, I used to always tell this nigga, man, this nigga's a bitch.
Right.
You feel me? Even though he's my partner too, it was time to chunk him. This whole ass nigga act like he was so deep in his phone and having a conversation over there to the side. You get what I'm saying? I just be like, whoa.
Right.
And then this niggas that we'll all be standing on a block. I remember I used to have a rule like, all right, man, before we get in the whip, before we go to the function, like if you're not ready to chunk him, my nigga, don't get in the whip.
Right.
Them same hoe ass niggas, we should have stretched them niggas out and ran them out, and ran them off.
Right.
Niggas gave them a pass because it's like, oh man, nigga grew up with a nigga, he from the block,
Right.
all that. Oh, nigga from the block. If a nigga's a hoe, he's a hoe.
Right.
You feel me? You gotta
Period.
discipline your own. So that's another thing I would tell myself at 12 to believe what you see, believe what you hear from these people.
Right.
Because the majority of the L's is gonna come from within. And also when you dealing with people, do your best to keep it respectable and cordial, because all of our conflicts in the neighborhood was over nothing. All the wars, all the beef,
Right.
that shit was behind nothing. So I would have told my younger self, like, talk even more.
Right.
I used to give niggas advice, but sometimes it was like I take a back seat, like, oh, it ain't that serious. But then all that shit ended up being serious. So so I would tell my 12-year-old self.
Yeah.
And to tell a 12-year-old right now that's thinking about getting in the streets, that's not in there, I would say, man, if you're gonna get in the street, write your obituary. You feel me? Or if you're 12 and you're thinking about getting in the streets, write your obituary first, and then figure out what you want to eat in prison, because that's how it's gonna end. Or go and look at people who are displaced, sleeping on the streets, or people that's mentally ill, and then go chill with them for a day or two, because that's how you're gonna end up.
Right.
You feel me? You're gonna end up fucked up unless by the grace of God you make it up out this thing without being depressed, without being dead. When you look at a lot of these dudes with mental health issues, that's from the trauma. Best friend got killed at 16. Best friend got killed at 17. Best friend got killed at 24. Brother got life.
Right.
You feel me? All of that is trauma. And people don't, if you don't know, your brain can only take so much trauma. CTE is from hits. Well, them hits right there, you can see and feel.
Right.
But the PTSD, you can't see it because ain't nobody punching you in the head, but it's penetrating.
Right.
So I would tell, if you 12, get ready for that, man. And oftentimes it just don't balance out. I'm rooting for you.
Right.
I'm just telling you what's ahead the same way they told me, and they didn't tell no lies, man. Shout out to Will. He from like 5'4" in Gaskill. Lil Will, he told me early on, he was like, man, don't get out in these streets, man. It's full of suckers. Of course, all I saw is the money. And as I matured, it ain't a year to go by in my life in the streets that I didn't think about what he told me, because I was like in 7th grade.
And that's important, because a lot of, even nowadays, we look at this young generation, all this damn shit that they on, it's almost like they're on some more sicker shit than what the hell niggas was on when we was growing up.
Never.
I'm not saying in all cases, but I'm saying it's just like, it may be the social media, maybe this and maybe that.
Social media, shout out to social media.
It may be that social media.
Shout out to music, because they not a 10th of what we were.
Right. They
on record, they got 1,000 million bodies. In real life, they may got an attempt at hitting the nigga in the leg or something like that.
Right.
Shout out to them.
Right.
it amplifies it because back then it wasn't talked about. But you got to think coming up, I wasn't around for the 80s or 90s, but I know in 2000s in the Bay Area, this shit was off the hook.
Yeah, for
Nigga
sure.
turned this shit into Baghdad, Iraq, and
for
all
sure.
that. You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure.
And right now, though, they're more emotional than ever. They're more emotionally unstable than ever. They're more misguided and undirected than ever. They have tendencies that they're just not as militant as we were.
Right.
So it's like, yeah,
No
I got
structure.
the big ass gun, but I'm not going to get on my sucker. I'm going to get on everybody. Okay,
Right.
so you didn't hit 7 people that got nothing to do with it. And now you got a life sentence. So
Right.
I don't respect that. I would tell them young men, get your mind right. And back then it was more about a bag. Now they want a body.
Right.
I'm not really sure what this glorification is. Like, what do you want to take a life so bad for? You don't want to get no money.
Right.
So many beautiful women out there. You don't want
to throw
get,
your life away.
Yeah, you don't want to have no relationships with no women or nothing
Right.
like that. You don't want nothing but a body. That let me know mentally your brain is fried.
Right,
You feel me? And it
right.
ain't just the youngest. It's just, I feel like it's people outside after like 2010.
Right.
Because they be 40, 50, 30, 20 teens. Like they just all brain fried, gone. You feel me? And and it's like they trying to mimic or they want to recreate the 80s.
Right.
The 80s is over, man.
Done for.
The 80s, that shit was so real. I wasn't even around for it, man. I can only imagine. We can't bring the 80s back. We can't bring the 90s back. We can't bring the 2000s back.
Right.
Back then, it was more money. Back then, it wasn't social media. Back then, it wasn't an influx of snitches.
Right.
The year's 2022. What it is what it is. We're
Right.
not going back in time.
Right.
So if you're not trying to legitimize what you got going on, if you're not thinking about entrepreneurship, if you're not thinking about college, you already done lost. Because them dudes got in the streets, committed crimes to get their people out the ghetto.
Right.
Them people did that to get their grandparents into a home, their parents into a home, their old lady into a home. You feel me? All these type of things. They wasn't out here to take pictures on Instagram.
Right.
You niggas out here confused. You got the bust down with no life insurance. Come on, man. Your
Tripping.
brain is fried, bro.
Tripping. Bust down with no car.
No car, no life insurance,
No house.
You got a kid out here, man. You involved in a kid on Father's Day. That's it. Like in Christmas, come on, man. You need to slap yourself, man.
Wasting
Go
their damn
slap
time.
yourself. Hey, all the deadbeat fathers out there, man, that's not active, man. Go out there, go look in the mirror, man. Take your right hand, take your left hand, slap yourself once, bow, then do it again, bow. You feel me? For the culture.
Cause man, you know, my pops passed, but a deadbeat. Shit, I'm out to chunk him with you. Fuck the bullshit.
Yeah.
You just chose not to be here.
Yeah, I
You know what
can't
I'm saying?
respect that, man. I don't care if you didn't want her to keep it or not, man. Be involved in that child or them children's life. Figure out a way, man. And at the same time, you women, don't be getting mad because he don't want to be with you. Don't do that. Y'all be doing a lot of nerd shit out there, making it hard for people to be fathers. And I
Gotta
can't
know who
respect
you
that
lay
either.
down with too, though.
You feel me?
You know.
So
Oh
keep them
God.
people out y'all business as y'all can, but don't, you would have heard, so don't be doing that. Don't be a weirdo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Straight up. Take accountability, because you know, like I said, like you could be so in lust with this motherfucker, you forget that they really an asshole over here. You forgot that they
be
really
knowing
did some
what it
shit.
is, man. A lot of women be knowing you with a ladies' man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. We in the era where, oh, he cheated on me. And it just,
Yeah, you gotta forgive us, man. That Amtrak, man.
It's all good. Shout out to Amtrak, man. I
Yeah.
used to ride that Amtrak, man, back when moms moved me down the highway. But yeah, back to the women too.
Yeah.
And when it come to monogamy or,
Yeah.
you know, however you gonna live your life, women, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Stop going for these dudes or rocking with these dudes that everybody want, and then you mad because everybody want them, man. Go get you a dude that let you know it's just me and you from the very beginning, and you could see it's just you could tell he that type of dude, man.
Right.
Get one of them type of dudes and build something great. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Stop wasting your damn time
Yeah.
out here with a simp, man, that
Yeah.
don't know how to appreciate you. That's
You know
what the
what I'm
nigga's saying, man.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring some clarification. I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong, though. You feel me? You could get. Feel me? You could be one of many on the roster. If that's how you rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With that individual.
Right.
But don't try to force something on him that, you know, he ain't never offered to give you.
Come on now.
Straight up.
So what's new coming from you now?
Oh, we got I've got a multitude of stuff
Yeah.
that's coming out. We got the merch. Well, I'm not even gonna say merch. I'm working on the clothing. Working on a book, working on a podcast that I've been working on. The music, of course, that's the foundation of it. I
Right.
would love to go into detail about it, but I'm waiting to get some dates on it. But a lot of just dope ass music. I was able to go through like 200 and maybe like 40 songs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And working on just organizing it, and that really did something to my heart. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Getting it
really,
done.
it touch me to see it, to hear it, to revisit songs that I had forgot about.
Right.
So the future is full manifestation.
Right.
The future is Gunna actually going global.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
100 million records. Hear Sound Change Records. Shout out to Still Winning the Movement, you understand what I'm saying?
Shout out Still Winning.
Headshot Committee, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm coming. The Takeover, my man's just did. He just walked off like 14 or 16 years. Shout out to him. He
Shout
home.
out.
Ruger be out soon. Mackie be out soon. Long live Dippin' Money Man. Shout out to Body, you know what I'm saying? Ace, Chaz, Stunning Man 02. You know what I'm saying? It's a long list of people, you feel me? Shout out Tear, Nature, you know what I'm saying? Kill. Lit Sherm, Tuck, Ramey, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, and if I didn't mention you, I apologize. My imperfection is perfection. Free Mac Blast too, because I got that from him, you know what I'm saying?
So that's dope. So basically we got things coming out, but we don't know exactly when. Not saying you, but we don't know exactly when we're gonna get them. So like any videos, anything like that possibly?
We got 4 videos that I haven't released. Oh, mental health.
Yes.
Happy you asked me. I got a song with this man named Rob Woods. It's called I Know. And I performed in San Quentin yesterday, and then I performed at a National Overdose Awareness event.
Oh, wow.
So the song I Know happens to directly align with mental health. Right now, that's how I'm balancing it out. Yeah, we got to bounce that ass.
Right.
All the gangster shit. We got all of the entertainment stuff. But on the opposite end of the spectrum is that.
Right.
So what I know, we're going to be dealing with destigmatizing mental health, normalizing people seeking relief.
Right.
Because if you listen to this whole interview, you're going to notice we need help out there.
Right.
And it starts with the mind. It's nothing that we can't do as a people as long as our mind is right.
Exactly.
And we've been attacked. Psychological warfare is real, so we need to heal. The music is more violent than ever because of the traumas that we've experienced. The music is more instant than ever because of the trauma that we experienced. When you go back to the 60s, 70s, 50s, 40s, 30s, all that, there was a lot more love in the music because there was a lot more love in the community.
Right.
You feel me? So mental health is essential so that we can understand our true self.
Right.
Gangster by default. All the gangster shit that come from me being in my environment, having to adapt and then survive and then thrive.
Right.
But at birth, I'm a god. I'm a genius. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we are. We come from greatness.
Right.
We come from being the founders of civilization. When you look at Timbuktu, we the first university.
Right.
When you look at Nubia, man, we the first civilizations. You feel me? We the ones who went over there to Europe and taught them how to, you feel me, shower and bathe and read and write. When you look at Nostradamus, who you think
We
he got
just
all the
can't
information
forget that.
for? Yeah, can't forget none of that. And a lot of us, it's in our DNA, but a lot of us have forgot. So with mental health, it's revitalizing the mind so that you could be able to align with what needs to be aligned with.
Exactly.
So with the mental health space, I'm going to do my best to be a vessel. I'm not going to be an end-all. I'm not going to be no savior. But I'm going to be a vessel for us to get help, whether it be substance abuse, whether it be suicide, whether it be depression, whether it be domestic violence, because all of these things are under the umbrella of mental health.
Right. So in a nutshell, how important would you say that is to you individually?
Mental health?
Yes.
It's extremely important, especially after protesting and the pandemic and me understanding that just because I have a solid foundation, a spiritual foundation, that doesn't mean that all of us do.
Right.
It doesn't, like when I look at Black America, we're limitless.
Right.
When I look at Black people on earth, there's no limitations.
Right.
It's all in our mind.
Right.
Mental health is extremely important because if you got your mind right, you're going to shine right and be able to get your grind right.
Right.
Straight
Okay.
up.
So would you suggest, like, more Black individuals, male and female, get more mental health, whether they be going to therapy or just, going on a hike or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Exercise is dope.
Yeah.
Therapy is dope. Decompressing is dope.
Yeah.
Working 2 jobs ain't normal.
Right.
Working 3 jobs ain't normal. Working 18 hours a day ain't normal. Working to survive ain't normal.
Right.
Racism ain't normal.
Right.
And all these things have an effect on the mind. So taking care of the mind is essential.
Right.
Finding that outlet. So if sitting down talking to your grandmother is therapeutic, can you go do that 2 or 3 times a week? Can you do that 1 time a week?
Right.
Paying a professional to talk to so you can vent. You may not feel comfortable sharing everything because you don't want somebody to throw it in your face later on. So go pay that professional if you have it. And if you don't, that's what we're working on figuring out.
Right.
How can we heal each other? Because it's going to take us it's gonna take us. We got to help ourselves.
Right.
You feel me? And I'm
Right.
not saying we haven't.
Right.
We've been helping ourselves since the very beginning. But oftentimes people get in our business.
Right.
So anybody out there, man, if you're gonna be an ally, be an ally. But we don't need nobody looking over us.
Right.
You feel me? I'm not going to no white therapist because as a white person, you can't relate to my blackness. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care what you study. We can have a dope conversation, but you can't relate to my blackness. And if you're not black, we have a very unique experience in the United States of America,
Right.
especially over and on Earth over the last 400 years. So black begots black. You feel me? Black people got to help black people. Black people loving black people. Black people not attacking black people in their spaces. I've been noticing a lot of platforms that get on here. You got the black man who don't like the black woman. You got the black woman who don't like the black man.
Right.
All of y'all need counseling for sure. Like y'all need some help because when y'all have children, whether you realize it or not, those are black boys and black girls. Feel me? So mental health is essential.
matters.
The foundation. We come out here first because it's about the mind.
Right.
Feel me?
Right.
Straight up.
And that's some deep shit because at the end of the day, I feel like people kind of forget that, you know what I'm saying? They kind of forget like, you know, this younger generation and these kids really are impacted by the thing that you say, really impacted by the thing that you do and what they like their environment, you know what I'm saying? Like if all they see is you arguing and fighting with a motherfucker, then they're going to become an aggressive adult. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're sitting there and they're around this peaceful, loving environment, then they're going to be a peaceful, understanding adult. You know, it's the power that we have that we can control how they might, you know, how they might come out. You know what I'm saying? People go through what they go through, but at the same time, I feel like most of that shit starts at the house, though. You know what I'm saying? Most of that shit. I
agree to a certain extent.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I only said a certain extent because you can have 6 people. You can have 3 people in the house, and it's all based off interpretation. But for sure, you grew up seeing your father beat the shit out of your mom.
Right.
It's a high probability that you're going to grow up and beat up on your girlfriend.
Exactly.
So I feel that.
Right.
You grew up seeing your mother alcoholic. You're probably going to be more receptive to drink.
Right.
You
But
grew
then
up
it'd be those
seeing
people that's like, I'm not finna do that. Yeah, exactly.
I'm the opposite. I'm the
Right.
type, I see things that I don't like and I don't do it. I don't
Right.
partake. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's like cigarettes. You got people like, oh, I smoke cigarettes because of my older brother.
Right.
And then you got people be like, I don't smoke cigarettes because of my older brother. So figuring out how we can get people to see something that's not favorable and instead of them mimicking it, doing the opposite. That'd be a dope conversation to have one day too.
Yeah. Oh God. So before we get out of here, man, we've been talking about a lot of good stuff, man, a lot of beautiful things. Before we get out of here, we've been giving a lot of a game and a lot of information to these young kids out here that's been, you know, probably gonna watch this. What's something though that you would want to pinpoint, you know, that you feel like is more important than all that shit that you just said?
God, the Most High,
Yeah.
the spiritual foundation.
Yeah.
Who I am right now is a reflection of what I believe in. My testimony, everything that I'm in, everything that you've heard, everything that you will see in the future comes from my foundation. I was raised to pray. Some people may go the religious route, some people may go the spiritual route, but just understand that tapping into that inner God. We are created in the image of the Most High.
Right.
So for y'all who think God is magic, oh, if it's a God, why my partner got killed? It's also a thing called universal law. Your partner got killed because your partner got killed. Look at everything that led up to it. Oh, a person died in a car accident. These type of things happen.
Right.
Universal law doesn't mean that it's your destiny. It means that 1 + 1 = 2. I could take a cup of water right now to somebody who's dehydrated and dying, and I can save their life, right? But I could take that same cup of water to a baby that's 2 days old and drown them. Do you think it was destiny? No, it's universal law that this water can help or it can hurt.
Right.
And that's the existence.
This is
in
how
which
you
we
use
live
it.
in.
Yeah.
All pain, all ill will, everything that's negative is because man's ignorance to universal law. So anything that you can think of, cancer, that's ignorance to law.
Right.
That person getting killed is ignorant to what was finna happen or not being able to read the signs, even that stray bullet.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I can go deeper on that for those who don't understand, but when you frequent certain environments, when you get in a vehicle, do you know that you're more likely to die in a car than you are a plane?
Right.
When you know certain things, they tell you to wear seatbelts. When you know certain things, you pay for a more expensive car just in case there is a car accident. Like all of these things go to universal law. So to bring it back, believing in God though is going to allow you to push through in times of adversity.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
If you can survive it, if you survive, you can thrive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would tell everybody out there watching, man, woman, child, young, old, in between, get that foundation that with the Most High, align with the Most High. And it ain't about me being perfect, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to be no saint.
Right.
But through the Most High, I'm able to navigate through what's going on.
Right.
And through my navigation, I'm able to continue to I'm able to continue to experience this journey that we call life.
Right.
You feel
And
me?
thrive off it.
And thrive. And then
Mm-hmm.
also finding that place of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to decompress. You mad, you want to fuck somebody up, man. You got to find your happy space.
Mm-hmm.
You have to utilize the things that are around you. Don't look at what you don't have. Look at what you do have.
Right.
Start from there.
Right.
Start where
And
you
just
at.
build.
Don't go on social media and get tempted and feel like, oh, my life ain't this. You don't, man, a lot of them faking on the gram. A lot of them faking on TikTok. That shit is fake.
They holding their partner's money. Sorry to break it to you. They be holding their partner's money. They be wearing their big homie watch. They be. It's not all the way there. If you don't see them flyers on they pages and they getting this money, if they are artists, you don't see flyers and flyers and flyers and flyers, whatever. They not really doing that they talking about. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like he said, don't get caught up in this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a distraction. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, every guest that we've had, ain't nobody said, yeah, pay attention to social media. Yeah, pay attention to what people say. Everybody say the same thing. Focus on yourself, man, and why you doing it. You know what I'm saying? And why you here. You know, because that's what it's about. Once you start focusing on all this other shit, you're going to get lost in the translation and end up, you know, lost on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Whether they be dead, whether they be homeless. I got a few partners that done, you know, lost they chemical balance. You know what I'm saying? They went from being regular like us to somebody completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Health is essential.
It's essential. So it's like everything that this man's saying right here is facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, hope y'all really paying attention to this shit because, man. So, all right. So we talked about what you going to have coming out. Is there anything that you want to like kind of like push or promote or, you know, any new things that you might be doing?
TheBayHoodie.com, go in there and get it. We got 17 different colors.
Yes,
and I want to tell everybody out there to put their faith in the Most High and continue to mob. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my biggest things, man, is mob. In this interview, y'all got enough to last y'all a long time.
Straight up.
We touched on a lot, so just remember that, man. If you made it this far, continue to mob.
Straight up.
Tap in. Gunna goes global.
Straight up. So, man, like, I'm like, where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? With the conversation, it's like we done touched on everything. You know what I'm saying? We done talked about your beginning. You know what I mean? We done talked about, you know, where you going with this thing. We talked about like the positive stuff. We done talked about the negative stuff. We done talked about everything. So it's like, is there anything that you feel like probably we didn't cover that you want to talk about?
Nah, this is a dope interview, dope platform, man.
Appreciate it.
Coming back too.
Appreciate it.
Returning. We ain't going back to nothing, so I look forward to returning. You know
Yes, sir.
Everything big.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out Ace, man. I see you, baby.
Come on.
Jesus, I see you, baby.
So it's like so, you know what I mean? I feel like my last question right here would be like, what keeps you going, like, out of everything you talked about, you know what I'm saying? What keeps you motivated and keeps you going daily though? Like today, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's my upbringing. I feel like it's the seeds that was planted in me as a little boy. I always been optimistic. I always been on it.
Yeah.
Who I am right now, like I said, I'm the one that teach the teachers and preach to the preachers. I'm stepping in the room, man. I'm bringing the light. I'm amplifying everything. I'm going the furthest. I'm staying the longest.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. It's a God-given, it's God-given attributes in me.
Right.
Nobody ever met me and I learned something from me. And it's been like that since I'm a child. So when I wake up, I always wake up on the right side of the bed. That's just what it is with me. Very seldom do I wake up and feeling down. My mom told me to be optimistic.
Yeah.
My father told me to be optimistic. I grew up around entrepreneurs. My grandmother, she migrated here from Owensboro, Kentucky with 6 children.
Right.
My father got sickle cell. He done outlived. All of the doctors said he was going to die at 18, 19, 20. I think he like 66 right now.
Wow.
So I'm just big on leaning on the ancestors, big on leaning on history, big on gravitating towards everything that's winning.
Right.
When I look at winners, I associate myself with them. You see me? When I see you then did something positive, something dope, or being great, I'm able to instantly attach myself to it. So
Right.
that's how I feel. When I go to sleep, I pray. When I wake up, I pray. So
Right.
it's like, it's never about being perfect. It's just about being better than what I was from it. Then I got this experience here, man. I got shot in my head. I'm still alive. I was facing a life sentence. I'm free. I ain't had to snitch on nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't come from an environment where the strong didn't even survive. So that's where I'm able to get this energy from. I'm able to understand that my ancestors during that Middle Passage, man, they was able to survive, do what they had to do on the plantation. So I was able to be born. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand that my mother went through labor. You feel me? I understand that she carried me for 8-9 months. Could have died in the delivery room, but she didn't. So I'm here. So all of them sperms that was shot up out of my pops, I'm the one that made it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So that's where my energy come from.
Yeah,
it's just
it could have been different. It could have been worse.
Just knowing that, that's just what I know.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah,
speaking this shit into existence, knowing that my name means something great, knowing that I'm here to do something, knowing that I'm chosen, knowing that I'm anointed, I'm blessed, all of that.
Right.
That's
what
what
it's
keeps me
about.
With the energy. You feel me? Where I can go from 0 to 10. You know,
that's
like
what it's
that.
about. That's what I'm saying. So it's self-motivating, it's self-healing, self-soothing, you know what I'm saying? Like you had that support around you to where it's kind of like it helps you, you know, you went through your shit, but it kind of helps you balance it out though. You know what I'm saying?
Big help
you know
me,
what
man.
I mean?
You can't take nothing from it. It's nothing that can be taken from me that comes from within. As long as my mind, as long as my heart beating and my mind doing what it need to do, you can't take nothing from me.
Right.
I know what it's like to have nothing.
Right.
I know what it's like to be, I know it's like to have nothing and make something. You got to remember, it's self-made. Nobody gave me nothing, but no cosigns, no investments, no nothing. Anything you ever heard about me come from me.
Right.
You feel me? It was never a team that said, here goes some money, or never a group of,
Right.
Nah.
See, and that's commendable, because same thing, you know, we're here, like, you know, we have like, you know, with Fame Media, they help power us and everything like that, but at the same time, like, you know, this right here came from a phone. You know, I used to set my phone down, interview motherfuckers just like that, and just talk to you, and just interview. But then I'm like, you know, I want to grow, I want to get bigger, I want to get better, I want to learn this business to where now it becomes an entity. To where now people can see the shirt or see me, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, what's up, bro?" Woo, woo. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to build it into something, opposed to like having nothing, bro.
speaking into existence.
Come on, because it's like we grew up from having shit, and then it's like, damn, okay, well, this is what I like, and I want something from this. You know what I'm saying? I want to be successful in this. I want motherfuckers to recognize or whatever from this here. You know what I'm saying? And that passion, that hustle turns into something completely different.
As a man thinketh, he becometh.
Come on. So it's like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like I said, like this episode for everybody should be like something motivating and something that like you can really do this shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
a team helps. You could do it. Starts with
you
self.
you can don't get me wrong. A team is everything. Don't get me wrong. Like
But
I said, Fame, shout out Fame Media, everything.
This started with you.
Right.
What Fame is
It
doing
started with him. You feel what I'm
So when
saying?
y'all come together, y'all in the same. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the same book.
And that's
y'all aligned.
Right. And this it makes it bigger.
He can't force you. You can't force him. But when y'all come together, y'all force.
Right. And it's love. And it's like, you know, you find people that have the same kind of passion that you have, the same kind of love that you have, what makes it more of like it makes more of camaraderie. It makes it more fun and make it more exciting to come in and do your thing, because you know you're gonna have somebody right around that you can relate to, talk to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's dope. It's dope, bro. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Oh,
like,
big blessings. My pleasure.
Like, come on, bro. Like this interview's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing. Come on now. Come on now.
Fame Media.
Come on now. Shout out Fame, shout out Steve, shout out Lawrence, you know what I mean? Like it's dope, you know what I mean? Like it's a great experience, you know what I'm saying? Like a nigga really sat here, did all that work, and then like
it ain't over, Hova.
It ain't over. You know what I mean? It's a blessing, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit I done been through, it's a lot of shit you done been through, but we here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what matters, you know what I mean? Straight up, you know what I mean? So
blessings, everybody out there watching. Man.
Come on, blessings to everybody out there, man. So give everybody like your Instagram handle, man.
Gunna Goes Global.
Whatever's coming out, bro. Shout out that
Gunna
shit,
Goes
bro.
Global. You know what I'm saying?
So go check him out, man. You heard him, man. Gunna Goes Global, man. Shout out Gunna Goes Global.
I'm assuming you in the Bay. If you don't know who I am, man, that's your fault.
And we promoting this, so you're going to be able to see this on other platforms too, other places out there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it out there like always. Like you said, marketing is one thing that we don't have out here, but I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure niggas get seen on this platform. Feel me? So, yeah, man, make sure y'all go subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, man. Make sure I go follow my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all that, man. Make sure y'all go just support the movement, support everybody doing something. Shout out Knox Smith. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, everybody that's out here doing something in the Bay. You know, let's keep going. Stay motivated, y'all. Stay positive. Stay with this Bay love. You know what I mean? Like we all need to do shit together. Honestly, I was just talking to Rich. I was talking to everybody. We need to do shit together. You know what I mean? We need to stop doing shit apart and do shit together. Like, yeah, we may all be doing our thing over here, but we come together, man. Like, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Gunna, man. Shout out everybody watching this thing, man. Make sure I go share this thing, subscribe, all that. You know what I'm saying? Go run up the streams on Gunna shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. You know what I mean? Like let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. This your boy Ja, you know what I'm saying? Founder, but y'all already knew that though. Make sure y'all subscribe one more time, man, and we about this thing, man. Peace.
Head out, no head out, no head out, no head out.
Big like nigga, this beat bang on mine.
Got it out the mud, my nigga.